Frog wanted a tail. All of the other animals had a tail. Cow had a tail, lion had a tail, mouse had a tail, and Frog wanted a tail. And so because this story is from West Africa, Frog climbed up to the sky and he found Nyami, the sky god. And he said to Nyami, "I want a tail, give me a tail." Nyami said, "That's not how we ask." And so Frog thought, and he said more politely, "Please, can I have a tail?" When Nyami said to Frog, "With a tail comes a task," Frog was a bit confused, so Nyami said, "If I do something for you, you do something for me." And Frog agreed, because it seemed reasonable. Nyami asked Frog what sort of a tail he would want. And Frog thought, and he thought, and he thought, and then he thought up all kinds of wonderful tails. He thought of a tail that would be sparkly and rainbow-coloured and fluffy and soft. And Nyami said, "Okay." And he went away and he made Frog the most exquisite tail. And Frog put it on his bottom and he swanned up and down. He was so proud of his tail. And then just as Frog was about to walk away, Nyami said, But what about your task?" Said Frog, "Okay." And Nyami said to Frog that he wanted him to look after the well, to look after all of the water for all of the animals. And Frog said, "Okay then." And Frog went away with his tail, happy, looking after the well. And all was well and all was good. But there's always a but in stories. And in this story, the but is that after a while, the rain stopped falling. The rain just stopped falling. The clouds dried up and soon enough the rivers were running dry and the plants were in drought and the water was nowhere to be seen. The animals tried to get on as best they could and they helped each other, but soon enough there just wasn't enough water for them to drink and they were getting thirsty and grumpy and irritable, and they came to Frog. "Frog, Frog, could we have some water from the well? We've heard there's some water in the well." And Frog said, "No." But Frog, you were supposed to look after the well and share the water." And Frog said, "No, I'm not sharing it, keeping it for myself." Well, the animals grew thirstier and thirstier. It was a real crisis. And so they decided to go up into the sky and find Nyami themselves. They told Nyami what Frog was doing. And Nyami came down and down and down. The sky god came to Frog, and before Frog could even see that it was Nyami, Frog said, "Go away. You're not having any water from the well." Well, Nyami was so cross. He had given Frog a task to look after the water and share it with all the animals. And Frog hadn't done it. Well, Nyami shared the water with the animals. And Frog, well, Nyami took Frog's tail. That beautiful, sparkly, fluffy tail, he just took it away. And from that day to this day, frogs have never had tails. Oh, sure, they have them as tadpoles, but they soon wither up and disappear. And from that day to this, Frog no longer has that beautiful tail. And you know, they say water, like good tails, should always be shared.